That could be good or bad, depending on how this ends up. All right, let me plug this in. I thought this cable was much longer during tech check. Okay, here we go. Right. Oh, awesome. Nice. Cool. Let me move that other way. Hi, how y'all doing? Before we get started, I'm quite needy. So I'm going to ask you if you could do me 3 favors, all right? First, could you make as much noise as you can for the organizers and the volunteers of CascadiaJS and the Sun River staff? This has been quite one of the most homely feeling conferences of all time, so it's been great. Also, B, make some noise for yourselves, because you can't have a family reunion without some family, so you all have been amazing. And then circle. If you could do me a favor and scan that QR code. I like to do things before actually, but like to kind of spice things up. Some say it's like a self-destructive nature tendency. I like to think of it as like inviting challenges into your life. And so what that should look like is so now, again, CascadiaJS is amazing. And so they provide live transcription. So shouts to the person typing my random words. Thank you. So I'm going to be going to different countries that may or may not speak my language. So I wanted to kind of make it feel a little bit more inclusive for them. And so I created this random project like 2 days before coming here. And so what better way to test stuff than do it live? And so right now, hopefully the words are being transcribed into real time. It looks like it's kind of working, but we'll see. But what's also important is that you can also check out the links to everything that I talk about as well. So there's that. All right, so we're all good so far with whoever's going to be there is going to go there? Give me like, woo, when you're done. Yeah, we got to get that one woo. Nice. All right, cool. So speaking of challenges, I wanted to kind of talk about one that I recently kind of went through. And it was making a WebXR Tic-Tac-Toe game with voice chat in a week-ish, AKA on the code of giants, and just shout out CascadiaJS once again, and the year, and the month and the year, because things change all the time, so I'm always kind of like adding to things. So, side note, spoke about Attack on Titans. How awesome is Attack on Titans? Anybody watch Attack on Titans? Nice. So, like the whole story has just been wild. So I'm going to kind of take you on like a journey up. Not as wild as turning into like 20 feet like monsters or anything, but something similar because it's code. All right, so hi, I'm Dwane, a JavaScript developer advocate at Vonage, and we're going to just kind of jump into it. Now, a couple of things about me. I like to think I'm clever, right? I'm also determined. You cannot tell me if once I put my mind to something that I cannot make it happen, right? So one of my heroes growing up was MacGyver. Anybody familiar with MacGyver? Are you? Now, I don't know if I was hallucinating this or something, but I could have sworn that in one episode he took like office supplies and created like a helicopter to be able to escape from the bad guys. I don't know if it was just me, but I'm pretty sure that happened. So now another motto that I kind of go by is that difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. Anybody know where that may have come from? Anybody? Jay-Z, and probably others. Just, yeah. Now the trick is that impossible is knowing that it's a smaller, much more manageable impossible like that. So that's actually supposed to be like a brick. I'm not going to be explaining things just in case if they don't come across. So just taking a much smaller impossible, but just understand that there's a greater impossible. So it makes you feel better about as you're working on things. So now, a few years ago, I noticed that a lot of tic-tac-toe games were kind of like you had to be on the same device playing with each other, right? So one person makes a move, then on the same device, they make the other move. So I was like, I wonder if I could make it to where it's on 2 different devices. And that's kind of how it started. It was a project I did in the coding boot camp I went to, and I was like, let me see if I can do this. So again, another challenge. All right, then, like 3 jobs later, I actually joined Vonage. And so we do a lot of communication stuff. So I added, because what's better than like, if you're apart and you want to play tic-tac-toe from somebody, seeing their face as you destroy them in a spirited game of tic-tac-toe. So I created this little thing here. And so I just kind of wanted to show, like, same with impossible pieces, kind of like getting more and more impossible and kind of putting it together, just kind of building off what you have. So you kind of join the room, you copy, send a link to someone else, and then they join the room as well. Enter in the name. Some of this may look familiar if you came by the booth earlier, and then you just kind of play the game, and there you go. So that was like the second iteration of the tic-tac-toe game. Now, more recently, as a Vonage developer advocate, I've been writing a lot of different blog posts, and if you talk to me more than like 5 minutes, you probably heard the phrase web components like 20 times, because web components are awesome. And so I've been writing a bunch of different blog posts on it, and one of the most amazing like web components that I've ever seen is this model viewer. Now check this out. Just by putting like some little bit of JavaScript and model-viewer into your application, your site, your HTML, or what have you, you get a fully like rendered, it's like a video tag, but like 3D. So you put like model-viewer sourced, the actual model, and it's amazing. Now if you check out the website, so now this is an older model. And they have one, if you go to the website, they replaced it with an actual scan of Neil Armstrong's spacesuit. But quite like my beats, I like my 3D models lo-fi. Am I right, Aaron? Shouts to Groovy Kaiju. All right. So this thing is, so I was like, I have to do something with this. This is amazing. And as with everything, it always goes back to tic-tac-toe. So I have the tic-tac-toe, Vonage APIs, and model viewer. Let's see what we can do with that, right? So now we're going to kind of walk through the whole creation of it. So I actually have it deployed. So if you ever want to check it out for yourself, it's at xoxr.games. You click the tic-tac-toe, and so I'm just going to kind of show what happens. So you click, you put in your name, enter, and then you're going to like create a room, right? So what you're actually doing, oh, wrong thing. What you're actually doing is kind of like creating a conversation that you both join. And so this is kind of like how it looks when you're working on it. So you see I have like my little tablet there on the side, and then I'm filming that through my phone. And so you can see it actually in AR mode. And so I'm kind of just playing the game back and forth. So you can actually use your finger to kind of like move it around and stuff. And so when you select a place on it, you can see it gets updated on the other game board. And you kind of just go back and forth and play it. And you also notice that it says whose turn it is in the bottom left. And you can also enable audio. So if the person you're playing is not actually like next to you, you can always just enable audio and speak with each other. Not as good as seeing their face as you destroy them, but it's something. Until I can maybe figure out how to put their face on the board. That might be something. That'll be the next thing. All right, so then you just kind of play, you know how tic-tac-toe works. Okay. So now, you'd be like, well, how am I going to do this? So wait, you got it. Thank you. Okay. As long as one person laughs, I am good. Okay. Should I explain it? Yeah, you should explain it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Look up Kanye Houseway. It's amazing. It's so good. Okay. So now, where are we going to place our project, right? So now, I'm a big fan of doing things in the web, like developing stuff in the web. Because I don't know about you, I have like a folder, projects, which is like a graveyard of just unfinished projects. So why would I put that on my own local machine when I can just do it on somebody else's server? So a few places, there's copen.io. Shouts to Chris Coyer. I believe he was here before, right? So shouts to Chris Coyer. This was in here before. I didn't do it because he was here. This is just, I'm a big fan of Copen. I'm not, glitch.com is another cool one. So depending on the scope of your project. So Copen is good for like simpler things. Now if you need like a back-end kind of thing and you want to share it with folks, Glitch is pretty good. There's also codesandbox.io. And there's also stackblitz.com. So these are all like really good places to kind of like Because you never know if it's even going to work. You have this challenge, you just want to kind of spin it something up and give it a try, right? Now, as far as creating the WebXR environments, I already know I wanted to use Model Viewer, but I kind of explored like what other options are there. So here are a couple of places. So aframe.io. What's cool about aframe.io? It's kind of like Model Viewer, where you just put like, I think it's like a frame hyphen circle or whatever, and then you have like a globe in it. So they're like web components as well. It's pretty amazing. So aframe.io is pretty cool. You can like create like landscapes and things. You can have like 360 pictures. It makes it look like you're in the world. Cool stuff. There's also babylonjs.com. Shouts to Dolby. I checked out they had a workshop yesterday, and it kind of went over the basics of babylonjs.com, and so it's really cool stuff there as well. 3js.org. That's like the lower level everything. So all these other ones kind of like use 3js.org. So if you want to really get in the nitty gritty, that's a good one there. Now, so the plan is I need a board, X, and O models, right? I already know I'm going to put that into Model Viewer. So it's kind of like the thing where it's like you have the idea, something, 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 success. So I'm just going to put these models, throw them into Model Viewer, and it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So, but where do I get these 3D models? That's going to be important. So a few places that came across are Clara.io, pretty cool spot. There's Sketchfab.com. There's TurboSquid.com. Crazy names, right? These are amazing names. And then this one I just kind of heard about recently. Shouts to Polyhaven.com. Shouts to Ada Rose Cannon, who's an amazing person to follow on Twitter. If you want some really cool WebXR stuff, I have the link later, so you can check that out as well. So these are different places that you can get 3D models. Now the problem was that none of them had separately like a tic-tac-toe board, the X, the O models, right? And so I'm like, oh, well, damn, what can I do now? And then I remembered that I was listening to something. I think it was like a Microsoft like keynote thing, like they were announcing Windows 2 billion or something. And I just remember, I was kind of like had it in the background, I was listening, and they announced that, well, okay, so creating the models, right? So they didn't have it, I need to create the models. Creating the models, there's different places like blender.org, sketchup.com, and tinkercad.com. And there's also unity.com. How many people are familiar with Unity? All right, now the first time you opened it and looked at it, did your mind kind of like just explode a little bit? And you're like, wait, what? Mind you, I gave myself a week time limit. Like, I need to get this done in a week. There's no way I can learn Unity and these other things in like a week enough to get what I wanted to working out. So, thinking back again, I remembered, oh, Microsoft mentioned this thing during their keynote. And yeah, Microsoft Paint 3D. I was like, this is amazing. It took me back to my childhood when I couldn't afford Photoshop, and I just made everything on Microsoft Paint. And so I was like, oh, this is amazing. I will be able to kind of create it. So it was super awesome. I basically took like sticks and crossed them. That was my board. I literally typed X and O. Those were my X and O models. And that was like one of the best parts of this whole thing. It's amazing. So shout out to them. Now, we have the things we need, but now we need to be able to play the game. I mean, it's cool to look okay, but you can't have a game until you can actually play a game. So what's fascinating is that Model Viewer has a way of putting hotspots on your model. I don't think they meant for it to be like the way I'm using it, but they put it there, so I'm gonna use it however I want. That's the whole open source. And so I'm like, all right, so I can put these hotspots. But how am I going to be able to place them? Because it's like 3D, like I don't know where, it's going to be weird, right? So luckily, they have the Model Viewer editor. So again, thanks to their hard work, they're making this so much easier for me. And so what I did was I basically just took the model that I had, put the X's there, because I figured that would be the easiest way to get the center of the spaces that I needed. And so I just typed in the coordinates, made sure everything looked fine, and that was it, just exported it. So that was amazing for them to do that. Now let's talk about the communications, because again, you have people playing on 2 different boards. So we need to be able to pass the information and the moves and if they won back and forth. And again, I work at Vonage, And so this is basically what we do. We make communications on the internet as straightforward as possible. And so I kind of wanted to show you, so now it's not only like actual like speech and text. You can actually make custom events and pass them back and forth. So that's what I did. So I have a move-made custom event that our conversation that we are joined to listen to back and forth. And so we go back and forth and play the game. And then what happens when we have a winner, there's a custom event, got a winner. So Dwane is happy, other Dwane's sad. And then you can just reset the game and just play all over again. Now, just like in summary, I wanted to just kind of show that you could have something that seems so huge on your back that you just want to get done. But by just kind of knowing that there's things out there for you to be able to build on what you need to, like it can make it so much more like easier for you to tackle that thing. So if anything from this talk, I just kind of wanted to mention that, like, try it. Just give it a shot. And if you fail, it's whatever. Again, it's not in your public thing. It's in a server somewhere, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so now, all right, so that's kind of it. A couple of things I wanted to kind of go through. Who's been doing the CascadiaJS bingo board? All right, so is anybody missing anything? Because I cleared this with Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? And so everything is good, so from CodingScape. So I figured why not kind of like make up stuff to help you kind of get across. And so what are some things that, so let's try this out. It's like a freestyle. So let's give this a shot. So what are people missing? Anybody missing anything? View. All right, cool, view. Oh, no, I'm going to make a sentence. Yeah, so view is one of them. Come on, anybody? Everybody already got everything worked out already? That's good. Canvas, okay. Full stack. GraphQL. One more. Manager, okay. So one time I was talking to my manager, and because I'm full stack, he thinks I can do everything. And again, I'm a big fan of web components, and so I was like, hey, I can make this web component, you can use it in Vue. And what it was actually like a wrapper around a canvas. And so that way, you just put in some things, and it displays your stuff on the canvas. What was the other one? GraphQL. And what's cool is this web component would pull your information from GraphQL to deploy it on the canvas, so you don't even have to worry about all those other things. It just makes it a lot easier and simpler for you, because again, web components are awesome. And yeah, I know I'm super early, but I kind of like this, so thank you very much. All right, well, I'm not done yet, because again, I like to try random things. No, we're good. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know if some folks were kind of around earlier or what have you, but I got this new toy here. It's a drone, they call it's a Snapchat Pixie camera thing. So I was thinking it'd be cool if I could do like a selfie drone like 3 times, like with everybody here. So if everybody's cool with that, I wanted to kind of just, I know, and it's not really the talk, but I just kind of wanted to do stuff. So again, challenges. I got 7 minutes to do this. So everybody's good? Everybody's cool to do this? Because I know it's going to fail a couple times. All right, cool. So I'm going to start here, do it, and then try. So hopefully it doesn't break anything. All right? Cool. Thank you once again. Let's try this out. Oh, God. Okay. So now it's kind of dark, but it should be fine. All right, this one here. Okay, we're gonna, sorry, okay, let's try this here. And so. All right. That's why I need more time. We're going to try this again. We're going to start back a little bit further. All right, here we go. All right. But that's kind of cool, right? All right. All right, let's try this again. Again, it's all about trying new things. Because, yeah, you know what's the worst that could happen? I've never been punched in the face for, like, my code not compiling, right? So, all right, this recording. Watch it get stuck up there. That would be amazing. It doesn't record audio, but still wave your hands. That's cool. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. We're going to make this work. We're going to make this work. This will work. I just need to back up a little. See, this is the iteration. It's all iteration. All right, here we go. This should be good. All right. Here we go. Hey, you didn't know when you signed me up for to speak here, you didn't know this was going to happen. Oh, what the? It's stuck. Okay, hold on.
We just signed the waiver, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's fine. We didn't promise you would come back with all your limbs. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this off. How much time do I have left?
You got like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right. That's more than enough time. Yeah, exactly. Because again, hey, what is the worst that could happen? All right, maybe it's the battery.
3 minutes, 8 feet.
Yeah, that's the thing is it is really not that great with battery. Okay, hold on, come on. This has got to work at some point. Try this one. It makes like the cutest sounds, right? All right. Please work. Hopefully there's enough space. Okay, all right. All right. All right. Please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. Stop, 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 stop. Okay. All right. We'll see. All right. Did not know I would begin this much exercise. By the way, I got like 20,000 steps walking around this place like a couple days ago. So, all right. One more time. Oh, all right. Watch your heads. All right. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, everybody, watch out. Tejas, watch out. You gotta make it back to Germany safe. Your wife will kill me. Come on, go. Oh, awesome. Hopefully it makes it back. All right. All right. Time? Oh, so we're good? All right. Thank you all once again. You've been amazing. I appreciate y'all. Come by the booth if you want to talk about and 360 selfies. I'm trying to do that as well. So come by the booth. We have a bunch of swag, coupon codes, all sorts of goodness. So again, thank you very much for your time.